What's up, guys? Welcome back to WCS America Challenge League. This is the final day of WCS America Season 1. We're casting on a Friday, which is a little bit unusual for us. So we usually do Monday through Thursday schedule, but we had a short week last week, and I love casting on Friday.
It's the best day to cast, man.
It's the weekend. Everyone's getting ready to go out and actually probably stay in and watch StarCraft. What I want to do tonight.
Or you can go out afterwards. I mean, it ends at, especially if you're on the West Coast, right? I mean,
yeah. Okay.
It'll probably end by 8 p.m. on the West
I still
Coast.
need to watch Man of Steel. That's something that's on my agenda this weekend. But
let me know.
Okay, we'll get that. We'll make that happen. I heard it's good. But anyway, what are we watching right now, Nick?
Right now we're watching Tilea versus Illusion, and man, you know, I tell you, the first two games were both excellent. Game number 1 was so close. Illusion was just like slightly in the lead for almost the whole game, and then eventually grounded her out. But game 2, taking the gold and then setting up these, like, the gold was a trap.
It was a trap.
Because Illusion would kind of go towards it, and then there'd be like 3 different Zerg waves coming in from all angles. And his Marines are like, split up! And they try to run one way.
To split.
Yeah, there's just
Officer.
There's Zerglings at every single angle, man.
Really cool. Really cool play there from Tilea. Definitely identifying the map features and trying to find those optimal locations to position her army. Obviously to make sure that she can be as efficient as possible. Now we're tied here in 1-1. And honestly, if you told me that Suppy versus Illusion would be the loser's match, that the loser would be out of WCS America, I would be shocked. And that actually could happen if Tilea can take this down. But we'll see what happens, guys. In the bottom right-hand location, I present to you your red Terran player representing Team Mouse Sports. Hailing from the United States of America, one of the youngest pro gamers to really make a splash on the scene. He is Illusion. His opponent in the top left-hand location, the Blue Zerg player hailing from New Zealand, waking up upside down to play this game, or early, waking up early, late, waking up
upside down,
staying late, upside down.
Everything's upside down, and
isn't it down there, down yonder? Is that what they say? Down
under,
down above,
down under might only refer to Australia. I'm not sure.
Oh, they don't. But New Zealand's like right next to it.
Yeah.
New Zealand's right next to it, though.
Yeah, it's. I mean, well, like, Mexico's right next to the United States. You don't call them the same place, you know.
Well, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I accept that explanation. Anyway, she's Tilea.
And one thing I love about this, for you guys out there who love to play Zerg, and you want to play a little bit of a fresh style, something unique, Tilea has a style of her own that's really awesome to see, because so often you see the up-and-coming players just do the same thing you see the top Koreans do.
Right.
But this mass hatchery, later tech style, and she did the same thing against Protoss, and I mean, I think it has a cool potential to it, and it's really just fun to see different styles or a new brand. Yeah. I encourage people to try it out and to watch more of her games, because it's just really exciting to see all the hatcheries come up, and then you know, it's like, instead of saying, oh, I can't do this to greedy, how can I make it work? Do I get extra queens?
It's really cool.
Do I have to invest in spines? Can I use extra larvae to just overwhelm them with Zerglings?
And it's not like she's like watching GSL and then devolving her, like basing her strategy off that. Like, you could tell that she has her own personal flair to her playstyle, which is really cool. And honestly, like, SEA, the scene is just really exciting me nowadays. I mean, we have Moonglade saying, all right, let's get round of 8, WCS America, no problem. No problem whatsoever. And then we have Pig making a stupidly good run at DreamHack. And now we're having Tilea playing pretty darn well against Illusion so far. And we also have a lot of SEA representation at MLG Anaheim coming up in about 7 days. So, SEA scene, if y'all are watching, you're doing good work. You have the axeltoss seal of approval. I don't just give that away, Axel. I don't get, not just anything gets the seal of approval of axeltoss.
These Reapers are being quite annoying.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
You know, she had some really slick drone micro throughout that. But Illusion, of course, his Reaper. Illusion's micro is really his strongest aspect. And he's showing it here as well.
It's kind of cool how Illusion is playing towards his opponent. Like, game 1, he just sent 1 Marine in a bunker. Game 2, he's like, all right, let's pump it up a little bit. Adding on 2 barracks, going a lot of Marines. But that really delayed all of his other stuff.
Oh.
And this game going for the Reaper, oh my gosh, is that 100 to 100 again? Did that just happen 2 days in a row?
Oh, but this time it wasn't 16 Zerglings, so it's not like Command Center died.
Still, though,
Yes.
100 out of 100. Why are we being lied to, Nick?
You know what's cool there? He saved his SCV by loading it into the command center.
Yeah,
That was pretty awesome.
that was nifty.
How many times do you see an SCV saved by loading into a command center?
Once. Right there.
Just now.
Yeah.
So again, she's going for that 4 hatch opening. I expect to see a 3rd hatchery at that 4th base before lair with this type of build.
And plopping the hatchery down in between the 2 bases, which
Yes.
honestly is really cool. Because that's like one of the most important things, connecting the creep between the natural and the 3rd. You just put a hatchery there, it's already done. Pretty nifty.
Now, one thing is she's delaying her build a bit, and that's in reaction to what she's seen from Illusion, right? There is the Reapers there forced her to, you know, to slow down her build a little bit, and then she knows there's a Hellion follow-up, of course, as well. So she's getting the Roach Horn before the 4th hatchery as a safety measure here.
2 gases in her natural expansion. Is that a that is a Roach Horn about to finish. Let's see how aggressive she ends up being with this. I mean, she doesn't have any supply room. In fact, she's supply blocked right now.
I think it's just to hold off the Hellions.
Okay.
Kind of like what we saw in Game 1. I mean, eventually she got more roaches, but... oh, look at that! 3rd Evo Chamber getting them just in time, but wait, there was actually a hole on the right side of that. But of
Hellions
course...
weren't feeling it.
No, I mean, if they get stuck in that canal and they get trapped by Zerglings with Queens chopping at them, it's...
there goes map control.
Yeah.
And that was the downfall of Illusion, the last game, I think, part of it.
It was.
Investing a lot in the Marines, and then...
Yeah, there's no Hellions, no Medivacs, and so even though I think he was like 10 SCVs ahead of Tilea at the end of that Marine.
And a 3rd orbital, too, I think.
Yeah, he had 3 orbitals versus 3 hatcheries. He was 10 SCVs ahead, which is huge. But then she built like 40 drones, and nothing but those 40 drones for the next about minute and a half.
She could afford to do it. She had that map control.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool, result to the beginning of that last game. Now, this game, Illusion... sending some stuff across the field. We got a lot of Marines, a lot of Hellions.
This is a timing attack we've seen from a lot of Terrans. Of course, the disadvantage of this is that Medivacs are super delayed and the upgrades are delayed as well from Illusion. But if he can kill the 3rd base, that's the goal of this attack.
I feel like a billion roaches can deal with this.
Oh, yes. Without a problem. If you have, 10 roaches should be enough to stop this. Maybe 12. But she doesn't have that right now. So the 3rd hatchery will almost for sure go down.
Does she even know about that? Okay, 1 roach in production.
They killed an Overlord, so I think she does. She's actually struggling a bit with resources. Going lair and the upgrades has kind of slowed her down a bit.
And the fact that she's going for lair and the upgrades before making the units necessary to defeat this push, she's going to lose a 3rd.
I mean, this is true. As long as she doesn't take too much more damage, it's not like she's fine. Illusion had to kill a 3rd for this build to work. And if he does no more damage after that, it's going to be pretty even.
Okay. Wow. He might get this hatchery.
He might, and that's, the macro hatches do matter.
Terran Army trying to split up a little bit to receive this, trying to get that concave going, but it looks like Tilea should have enough to prevent that hatchery from dying.
Nice
Reinforcements are going to be on the way. Yeah, great transfuses there from Tilea. She's going to be just fine.
Hellions abandoning the Marines, saying, you know what? This is getting too hot for us, and jumping out there. So Illusion is of course, can have the economic advantage. You know, having he already has his 3rd command center just about to finish, right?
No engineering base. Going straight for an armory, which tells me like hellbats. Because why else would you get an armory right now? You know?
Yeah.
That's a little peculiar.
Because his factory's on the tech lab as well.
Yeah. Okay, 1 hellbat on the way.
Okay. Yeah, it's from a tech lab factory. So.
Is it though? I'm clicking on the factory and it's a Hellion making out of it.
Oh wait, no. Does he have?
There's another factory somewhere.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we're fools.
I don't know the other.
It's an
it's the upgrade.
Okay,
so
that's a transformer upgrade.
Yes, that just kicked in for me. I think
you know why he's doing this? Because he has so many Hellions from the opening.
Interesting.
And so he knows that Hellbats are basically like a Hellbat is like twice as good as a Hellion, right? And so that upgrade, it's an expensive upgrade, which is why you almost never see it. But if you already have 10 Hellions, you're like, these 10 units get twice as good if I get this upgrade. I'm thinking turn them into the upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Is he gonna? I wonder. Okay, I don't know if he can turn this into a push, because there's a lot of roaches.
Yeah, versus roaches, you typically don't want to do any pushes.
Certainly capable of doing
drop play, and then he's going to be looking to just take a 3rd base. Now, Tilea is going to be heading upgrades, right? And that was one of the features of her investing in those upgrades. Yes, she didn't have the units, so she lost the 3rd hatchery, but her 3rd is up now, right? And Illusion is still unable to move out, take his 3rd. Yes, he has the orbital, but She has map control with the giant roach force, and she has an upgrade advantage.
This is actually a solid pusher, but there's a tank there and a bunker behind it with a marauder inside.
You don't want to mess with the tank.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. No. I thought we already had 2 medevacs go across the field.
They came back when they saw the roaches.
Oh, okay.
They actually they came back and they started to unload their units because they're afraid that if the roaches committed, you know. And now I think they're heading off. Looks like on the right side of the map.
Yeah, I think they're going up. They're going up the right-hand side. So I honestly really like Telea's position in this game.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
I mean, she has an upgrade advantage. She has an economic advantage right now. The 4th hatch may be taken up by the drops, although doesn't the drops see the 4th hatch? I don't think.
Sorry, I was.
That was cool. You know, how often do you see that transform mode?
And when you see it, you have to associate a sound effect with it.
Now, Tilea just now spotted a drop with an overlord on the minimap. She's going to try to react. If she doesn't take too much damage, she's in good shape here.
Drones running. Very good reaction time there for Tilea.
Those are Marauders and Marines with Stim. Yeah, I mean, look at the hatchery.
That was very quick. Very efficient. He's going to pick up.
And that's got to be frustrating because now she has a bunch of drones too. I guess she can move into the 4th base, but that base is a little exposed as well, the one on the far right side.
That's keep that alive.
Nearly completed. And this is looking like game 1. Like she opened with the roaches and upgrades to threaten the push, and then she's transitioning into the upgrades for the speed leans and the speed banings. In fact, Zerg's speed is about to finish. Going mutas as well to help with draw play. Baiting nest just finished, so you might see some baiting speed being researched as well fairly soon. And she's got interesting tree spread. It's funny because there's like these 2 tendrils that are very deep, but in the middle there's nothing. I mean, but those are the most important angles is to cover because the bases are on the left and right side, right?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And I actually really like this command center positioning for Illusion. It's a place that he can defend while attacking, right?
Yes.
But here we go. Big engagement going to happen here. Roach is going to back up. That's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of Marauders, more importantly. Marauders against Roaches. No fun for the Roaches. We need to see Banelings.
She's going to need a lot of Banelings to break this army. This is not something you can break.
Here too, though.
She still needs Banelings. That's not breakable without Banelings.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But tank too well.
Even if you make Banelings, it's going to be, I think it's going to be very difficult.
This is a very strong composition. There's not too many Marines, so mass beatings would in theory be decent, but with all those Hellbats, that's not going to work either. There's just enough Marines that you can't really pick away with mutas too well.
Yeah.
This is an insanely scary composition. Now, there's only 2 tanks, there's a Widow Mine, so I think mass banings is the correct response to this, but it's still going to be tough. That's just a very powerful army by Illusion.
The 4th base getting denied, and that was actually a really important 4th base because the hatchery was taken out a little bit earlier, but conveniently for Tilea, the hatchery at her 3rd up there was finished in time. So the drones are just transfer over. We got a drop in the main base here. 2 Marauders are going to target down a Queen. Some Roaches trying to deal with that as well. Meanwhile, Illusion is peeling away some units towards that 3rd base, trying to be annoying, slowly leapfrogging the tanks where the Muta's going to try to take that out, taking down those Marines. Every Marine is actually pretty important here.
They are. And this is kind of a standoff. Illusion doesn't want to go too far on the creep. He's slowly pushing the creep back. And Tilea is trying to basically get enough baiting stuff to deal with this threat at the doorstep. That was kind of an ill-fated drop there.
Oh, yeah. But I love how Illusion, as he's attacking up the right-hand side, identifying there's no 4th base over there, swinging some units on the left-hand side, those 3 Marines, identifying that there's no 4th on the left-hand side. So really trying to restrict his opponent to 3 bases while getting a 3rd base up on his own, continuing with the upgrades, and just positioning is so important on Army. This is great to do, but if you lose your entire army in like a second to great optimization out of obviously your opponent's control,
the tanks.
It's not going to be fun.
The tanks at the container are a little bit exposed. There's not too many Marines by them. The mutas, they halfway kill one to kill another.
Tanks are actually really important.
Yeah.
Once the tanks are gone, she's going to swoop in here.
Oh yeah, I mean the tanks are what keeps the Banings at bay here. And Baiting speed is moments from completion. That might cue for opportunity to crush this army, because this army is kind of small at this point, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't increased its strength. Illusion's kept the rest of its forces back somewhere else.
I think Illusion might be submitted to the fact that he's probably going to lose this entire army. Just going to focus on being as cost efficient as possible, saying, you know what, troops, you're all going to die, but let's go out with glory and kill as many Zerg as you can. But Tilea is eventually going to pick everything off. But I think Illusion's going to kind of be okay with how that went. I feel like that army definitely paid for itself.
I mean, and behind this, Illusion's got that 4th base set up at the bottom left.
Yeah.
His macro is going very good. He's still,
Look
his
at that
upgrades
setup, too.
are the one thing that's not going great for Illusion. And that was just because of the way the game opened. He's been a little bit behind on upgrades.
Now, Telea's going to have to make something happen here with this composition. This is a very low-tech army. And again, she's on 3 bases, so it's one of those things where every single one of those units is going to be very important because she can't replenish as fast. So, love to see her try to deny a base. I feel like it's almost a you must deny a base at this point in time with the army you have on the field. Considering you're on 3 bases, your opponent's on 4, and you're going to need some time to try to get back up before Illusion's macro gets out of control and before it gets 2-2.
Oh, that's exactly what she's doing here. The mutas are trying to take out that turret. Now the back of the base is exposed. The Marines come in to defend, but you know, Tilea does have a supply advantage. There's not that much Terran here. And there's a lot of Zerg waiting to swarm in this building. She might be trying to set up another one of her flanks.
I'm patented, I'm about to say, because she's so good with them. Again, spreading out these banelings and lings everywhere. But in order to engage that base, you have to go up a ramp. So it has to be very cautious of that. Look at that, trying to pick off reinforcements, but that's a group of Marines you don't want to be messing with. So the muta's going to back away. But Tilea...
Oh, she's found an engagement into open.
She's going for the Marines. Marauders going to kite away, going to try to split up as efficiently as possible. Tilea going after this army, but...
Oh, all those Marines stuck in the corner get decimated. Now the third's vulnerable. Only a Thor in a bunker.
The muta's engaging those Marines over there. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but here comes the swarm charging towards this 3rd base on the right-hand side. SCVs are very vulnerable. The Orbital's going to have to pick up. Illusion thinking about going up there, but having second thoughts.
There's a lot of Zerg up there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Zerg. And the Marines are very hurt. There's no medevacs to support them.
Oh, the Orbital gets taken out. That's exactly what Tilea needed. We talked about it. Meanwhile, Tilea getting a base up on the middle left. The Muta is still trying to get damage done, but now you have to be careful. There's 2 tanks on the high ground. Not a lot of ground army to support these units, which you need underneath. And Tilea's going to back away, but again, that's an engagement she's going to be happy with. Taking out the 4th base, getting her own 4th base up on the middle left. I don't think any drops were happening as that was going on, which I'm a little bit surprised by. But Illusion, it's not the end of the world for him. He has his base at the middle left. So now we might see a situation where he tries to take the base at the middle left, like his 4th base on the left there, and then use that as a pivoting point to attack towards his opponent's new 4th base.
It's interesting how it works, right?
Yeah.
First, both of them took it 4th on the right. They both killed each other's 4th on the right, and now it's kind of going to the left. This is almost a situation where Illusion wants to kind of stall out the action because he's not maxed. He also has a potential to get 3-3, whereas Tilea is not going to progress.
Oh, the mutas! Oh my god.
Taking some big hits on the mutas there.
Okay, but Illusion going a bit on the creep here. That's a lot of Zerg. Illusion has to be so careful.
His Marine count is fairly low, only 2 tanks with Army Death. Thor could be a big help against the mutas, but there's so many speedies and banings available.
Tilea cannot lose the space. It's just not, it's not an option for her.
Well, yeah, ideally no. She does have the base start on the right.
Sure.
So it wouldn't be a game ender, but this is a base she does want to protect.
Here we go. She's coming down with all of her units. Banelings, Lings, and Roaches from every single direction. Even loading up some Banelings into these overlords trying to drop on top of the Marines. Illusion wondering how to even approach this. Going to just try to split up those Marines. Try to be as cost efficient as possible. But Tilea with a great engagement there. She's up 177 to 98 in supply. And Illusion wondering where the heck his army just went. He's going to try to replenish as fast as possible, but unable to deny that 4th base, and Tilea with another great engagement.
I mean, this is almost a situation where her goal going forward is just going to be, a few mutas, a little bit sloppy there, but she's ahead enough that the goal for her should be never let Terran get a 4th base. Just keep eyeballs on the 4th, and whenever he tries to move out, take one, just deny it, because right now, the main and natural are pretty much going to be mined out, which means all the mules have to be dropped to the 3rd, and that's going to go away very quickly as well. So just a starvation game is Tilea's aim from here on out.
Illusion has to secure a 4th. He has to secure a 4th fairly soon. He's having trouble finding resources. He would have loved to have started 3-3 a long time ago, but here we go. Tilea coming in with another engagement. Banelings, Lings, Muta sprinting forward. Medivacs desperately trying to heal what Marines remain on the map, and Illusion with some great splitting, but it's a situation where he just doesn't have enough units, and the swarm of the Zerg is just going to swallow up every single unit. Tilea is going to keep going. And
he cannot afford to lose these armies.
No, a bare minimum is like denying the 4th, but now she finds herself approaching her opponent's natural expansion, getting closer and closer to her opponent's production. And again, once you do that as Zerg, there's no way for the Terran to win. Wow. Tilea takes the 2-1 over Illusion, and almost more surprisingly to me, either Suppy or Illusion is going to be out of WCS America next season.
Man, imagine the qualifiers for next season. The Challenger League qualifiers. There's so many great players that have been knocked out. But style is, Tilea, I really like that style of Zerg. It's so fun. You get the 3rd hatch super fast in the front to give you that creep. And you know what's cool about that is often it's like always a battle for Zerg to spread creepers. Hellions killing tumors and stuff.
Yeah.
The hatchery's not going to die. You just sit it there. Boom, here's some creep, right?
That's exactly what happened. A really cool play there from Tilea, and really investing a lot in low tech, which actually pretty cool, because then you're just not worried about the early stuff from Terran. There's something you're not worried about. And again, the upgrades throughout that game was a pretty good story. Just Tilea being absolutely relentless in that series, taking the 2-1 advantage, which means coming up next, guys, it's going to be Huang Xin versus Tilea in the winners match of this group to find out who's going to qualify for the Premier League Season 2 WCS America. Guys, stay tuned. More StarCraft coming your way.